In this part of the demo, we'll look at the new experience through the lens of Dave, the developer. So Dave could be an external open data developer, could be an internal developer, but what Dave really wants is to access this data set programmatically, have a robust, easy to use API, and get access to all the technical resources to help him build something cool on top of the data. So in order to demonstrate this, we're going to use a different data set. This is the basically rail accidents in the US, a data set published by the Federal Department of Transportation about different accidents that happen on the railway system. We can see the cause of the accident, where and when it happened, those types of things. So now, as a developer, the new experience offers some really, really fantastic new capabilities that we know developers are already very, very eager to get their hands on. So the first one is a new way of really presenting the API documentation. Instead of having a separate API doc on the site, we're now bringing the API documentation into the context of every dataset on the new platform, such that when a developer clicks on the API docs, the API documentation is presented entirely through the context of this very dataset. So we can very quickly see how to interact with the text column, or how to query this dataset programmatically based on date and time. And if we have a location, we can do the same. But you can see that this documentation for how to use the API is completely integrated into the context of that specific dataset, which is something that developers are going to find incredibly helpful. The second great feature that we're also super excited about is the Geo JSON, the automatic Geo JSON output for any dataset that has location attributes. And if you're a developer, you know this already, but we'll demonstrate this by using an external great mapping site called CartoDB. And we're going to show you what is possible, both from a developer perspective as well as an extensibility perspective. We now take the GeoJSON output from Socrata, we go into something like CartoDB, we simply paste that GeoJSON output and let Carto query our database or our data set through the API, extract all the data into Carto's own system. We're then going to go and kind of inspect the data. We see that the date was imported as a string. What we really want to do is change that to a date type. And then we'll very quickly switch this to a map view and use the awesome capabilities in Carto. You can see a map being created right off the bat with really no effort on our part, but we can create some pretty awesome visualizations. Let's create an intensity map in Carto that sometimes called heat map, or because we know that we're dealing with rail accidents that happen at different places at different times, we can create an animated map that shows us all these rail accidents as they happened over a period of time.